Am I the asshole? Two old women at a restaurant falsely accused me and my dad of filming and harassing them. I was eating dinner at a Lebanese restaurant with my dad tonight. It was a great dinner. We were eating good, drinking a couple of beers and catching up. In the middle of the dinner, my dad points to a painting across the hall and asks if I know who is on it. Since I know Arabic and have lived in Tunisia and Egypt, he thinks I might recognize the portrayed Arabic musician. I confess that I do not know, but I pull out my phone to take a picture so I can ask my Arabic friends about it because my dad was clearly curious about it. We finish our dinner, and when we are about to leave, the owner of the restaurant pull us over and inform us that two old ladies seated next to us had complained about us and accused us of filming and harassing them for hours. We are like, what the fuck, and ask who they're talking about. Then the owner points outside to two ladies that are just leaving. We rush out and confront them, and it turns out that they were sitting below the painting that me and my dad had been talking about and photographing. They had misunderstood the situation and thought we were actually pointing at them and filming them. We said we were sorry for the misunderstanding and tried to explain what had really happened, but they insisted that it was our fault anyways for not observing social rules and refused to accept our apology. Both me and my father left the restaurant with a sour taste, our evening ruined. Were we the assholes? Info. If you know that this was just a misunderstanding, then who cares? You are the asshole. If you had just explained to the owner what you did and left it at that, you'd be fine. Confronting them made you the AH. So what was it? Were they seated next to you, or across the hall under the painting? Two old ladies seated next to us. My dad points to a painting across the hall. They were sitting below the painting. Please come back once you have your story straight, because right now you are the asshole. There was no need to confront them. Not the asshole. They jumped to conclusions. I wouldn't worry about it. Not the asshole. When confronted with reason and logic, these women absolutely could not fathom not being the center of attention. Especially elderly women thinking anyone is fawning over them. The absurdity of narcissism strikes again. It actually is that simple. AITA for calling kids school after harassing me at work. This may be long, but I'll keep it short. My job was shutting down stores, and I was stressed while closing mine. One day a group of teen girls came in. I greeted them, but they mocked me, asking if I was allowed to be on my phone and what my boss would think. Their tone wasn't curious, just rude. I told them to leave, and they refused until security threatened to arrest them. As they left, they called me a loser. A few days later they tried to come back, but left when they saw me. I thought it was over. My store closed, I transferred, and one day I randomly saw one of the girls on a local Instagram page. That's how I learned her name in school. I didn't go looking, it just popped up. Then she showed up at my new store. While I was helping a customer, she made faces and stuck out her tongue. I asked her to leave or I'd call security, and she argued until my coworkers stepped in. As she left, she filmed me. I was drained, so Elle contacted her school. The dean was apologetic and said he'd talk to her. Recently, I saw her outside taking pictures of the store. When she realized I saw her, she left, but my coworker saw her and a friend still hanging around. I left another voicemail for the school. The next day the store phone rang. It was her name on the caller ID. My coworker answered because I was too anxious. She was upset, saying she didn't know how I got her info, that she feels harassed since she's a minor, and demanded my name/number, which my coworker didn't give. She called the store 4 times in a row. Now I'm anxious about going to work. I've told my boss everything, kept reports, and coworkers have witnessed the behavior. But I feel guilty, like maybe I did something wrong by reporting her to her school, even though I just want to do my job in peace. I'm not targeting her, I'm not obsessed, and I didn't stalk her. Her name popped up online, and that's it. So, am I the asshole for reporting her? Not the asshole. She was harassing you, not the other way around. It's not like you continued calling the school once she stopped, since she didn't stop. Essentially every sequence was initiated by her actions. She knows full well if she just left it well alone, you would be off her case, but she's calling and playing victim. This is essentially a power play and more harassment from her under the guise of, I'm a minor and you'll get in trouble. If she starts anything more, have a coworker or your boss report her, so it's not just always you. I would also consider a restraining order from the store if she comes causing trouble again. Go to the police with. She's claiming you are harassing her when she added you to her Instagram and found your store. Now she is calling you and threatening. Reporting to her school is not enough action. You need to go to the police with the evidence and get harassment/stalking charges filed. Her parents will probably be responsible for any legal or monetary damages because she's under 18. They won't be happy when the cops show them the evidence. Who knows what their little darling is telling them now? Sorry, but this minor needs to learn there are consequences for her behavior. Contacting the school was correct, as any student represents the school when out in public, and her behavior was abhorrent. She should be taken to task over bringing the school's name into disrepute and realize the repercussions of not behaving in public. You could report her to the police. Not the asshole. Calling the school is a level down from calling the police. Apparently the school thought it was worth doing something, or they would have brushed her off. Time to teach her that actions have consequences, or she'll be a real terror after she graduates. Not sure where you are from OP, but here in Japan it's very normal to contact the school in these situations. The students walk around with their school name and their name on the uniform. But every now and then we'll have a student get caught doing something they shouldn't, stealing, vandalism, noise disturbances, etc., and the business will call the school. The school then informs the parents and has a meeting with the kid. That's how they do it here. Not the asshole, but I don't understand the people thinking you should have called the police because the school shouldn't be involved. If you call the police, then the school gets involved by default. They would be informed and have an obligation to safeguard their students, and that means being in the loop about potential criminal charges. Calling the school instead of the police is actually a step down from calling the police. AITA. Parents calling me entitled for not getting a job. So my parents are forcing me to get a job. For context, I'm 16. I'm dual enrolled, meaning I do high school and college. I have sports Monday, Friday from 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock every night. So I told them I'm fine with getting a job, but when will I have free time to myself? My parents yell at me and say that I'm entitled, and my dad says he is the father of the house, and it goes by what he says. How and when will I have free time for myself and my friends, genuinely? My mom wants me to work on the weekends at Target. So am I entitled? Not the asshole, and with how they're acting I'm betting they're going to be stealing your money if you did get one. Show them your schedule on an actual daily calendar. Tell them your job right now is school. You don't have time for a second job. You need time to do homework, sleep, and just be. Your schedule is busy enough. If you have to go to interviews, tell them your parents are making you, and you won't be showing up because your schedule is already packed. They won't hire you. Also, is there any chance they're trying to sabotage your grades/sports? Some parents do this to try keeping control after you're 18. Don't get a job until you have the time and are an adult so they can't steal your earnings. Keep your focus on school so you can get away from them. Not the asshole. You are 16. School is your job, and it sounds like you're doing really well at it. Not the asshole. You're doing far more than most people your age. Enjoy it while you can before you're forced to burn yourself out like the rest of us. Your father is a fool. Even adults have time to themselves and a life outside of their responsibilities, which you've got more than your share of as it is. Not the asshole. I understand parents wanting a summer job, or a job if you had a laxer schedule, but school is your job right now, and they need to understand how important it is. Do they understand that you will save a ton of money by doing dual credit now? You'll save more money that way than you will working weekends for minimum wage. Present it that way. Not the asshole. What more could they want? You're fast-tracking your academics, likely netting you a better career earlier in life. It sounds like you're on a great path. If you refuse to get a job 7-8 years from now, then I'd be concerned. When are you supposed to study? Am I the asshole for not letting my brother-in-law to use my truck? I, 42M, have a brother-in-law who is getting married and has his stag and doe this weekend. Through the whole process he has discussed details about the event with my wife, but never with me, even though apparently I'm to do things at the event, which has all been told to me by my wife. Now yesterday when I came home I overheard them talking about using my truck to move things to and from the event. When I brought this up to my wife, she said that she told her brother it was okay, which I said no, it's not, 'cause they didn't come and ask me, and that it's rude to assume I'd be okay with that. This led to a huge fight where I was told I'm an asshole and not to come to the event if I'm not willing to help. So am I the asshole? Fuck no, brother. It's your truck, man. It's wrong to assume. My sister-in-law is like this. So I get it, man. But I can say my wife does back me up. Not the asshole. People don't get to volunteer your time and your goods for their own use. That very much includes your wife. Ta. It's common courtesy to ask, and they didn't. They are TAs, don't go to the event. Go off in truck for the day and do something fun. You have a self-centered wife. Not the asshole. Your wife is the AH. Not the asshole. It's your truck, not a community tool. He and your wife should have asked you directly. Not the asshole. No one has the right to volunteer or use your property or time without permission.